Another heavy topic for you guys. Children not liking their parents. Children shutting down at very young ages. Children depressed before the age of 10. Now, when children do not like parents, it is often due to the fact that the child has learned early that you are not their safe space, and that within this world, the few places that they have are not places that have made them feel safe emotionally, spiritually, beyond the physical aspects, because children need more than just a roof over their head, clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, and a system that raises them and spends more time with them than we actually do. Children shut down really early because they learn early on that you are emotionally unavailable. And a lot of this emotional unavailability is due to the fact that these adults have masked their depression, have masked their emotional abuse, and have masked their neglect. And because it has become masked and they have cut off the space as an adult for their own child trauma, unconsciously, consciously, and subconsciously, they have also cut themselves off emotionally to their own kids. And you will often find where a child will be raised and will become the adult to a parent that then begins to want to dive into it after 30 years of abuse. I was depressed. I did not like myself, because a lot of parents don't like themselves. And it shows in how they are with their children. And when I say that a person does not like themselves, what I am saying is a person is not comfortable within their heart because they have not allowed themselves to feel and come into their trauma, admit that they're traumatized, talk about and express how they feel in a way to let it go. Because most people want an audience for their pain. Most people do not want to heal. Most people do not want to get to that other side of themselves outside of the trauma, the manipulation, and the neglect. Most people just want to wear the mask. And to take this even deeper, a lot of people were depressed when they had these children. And so the same energy that you have masked has now been birthed to sit in front of your face. And these children are highly emotional. And that's not a bad thing, because that's something that I hear thrown out a lot, that these kids are emotional. These kids are emotional. But the gag is the adults are just as emotional. It's just the adults have masked their emotions for so long that when it comes to children, it is triggering. And they shut the children down, and they shut the child down of its emotions, because a lot of these adults cannot process their own, have not processed their own, and refuse to sit. Oh, that's too loud. And they refuse to sit with their childhood self. And people wear the mask of being okay, and they're not okay. And they use that to justify how they have traumatized their own children, have traumatized other children. And they use it also to continue. It's like almost like an avoidance tactic to avoid what has really messed up a lot of adults young in the first place. And nothing shows it better than when these people have children. And a lot of us have experienced this because we are the adults of grown children who know emotional capacity, a lot of manipulation. You know, when people think of the narcissist, they always think of the person that just causes the chaos, the anger. But the peacemaker is also a form of manipulation too, because it is a mask to the fact that everything is not okay. And that does also pour into children shutting down and learning very early and soon that it's not a safe place. They have to mask their emotions. This is why children become suicidal. Folks don't want to talk about it. Folks look at children as if they live in a perfect world. But many adults are still operating out of things that have messed them up as children. And to sit in the face of a child and expect a child to have a capacity beyond you is crazy. And it's where we have to begin doing the work. The work don't start with who caused this and who did this, because in cases, oftentimes most people are not ready to begin this. It has to begin with you. Because what people fail to realize is children wear the mask of their parents. And it's hard for people to see the mirror in their child and how it reflects from them. A child that is a people pleaser is often the child of a mother or father who had absolutely no backbone, acted like everything was okay, and it was not okay. These kids had to learn how to mask their emotions. They had to learn how to play a part in an illusion in a burning house that was on fire. We got to do the work. Because for kids to not even be above the age of 10 and to be depressed and expected to have the capacity to deal with things that these grown adults have not even sat and dealt with. A lot of adults are still mad at their mother and their father. That's why it's difficult for folks to raise their daughters, because they're mad at their mother. It's difficult for people to raise their sons because they're mad at their mother and father. And they have not dealt with their emotions, so they refuse to deal with the emotions of their children, and that's not okay. What is so wild to me in this world is how people have the capacity to go build relationships with strangers, but have a sad child sitting in their motherfucking house. It blows my mind how we can maintain relationships with people that is not even love. Half the time, these folks don't even stay with these people, but your child was there in your face your whole life. We have to stop playing out our depression, our suicide, our anxiety through the relationships of other people, because we refuse to get over the crutch of mom and dad. It don't justify shit. You got to grow the fuck up. And it begins when one can learn to sit with themselves, sit with how they feel, and feel it and let it go. You have to be destroyed to be rebuilt. And nobody wants to go through the destruction. Nobody wants to go through the fire. Nobody wants to go through the death. Nobody wants to go through what has to be let go to be reborn. Even the trees must let everything go. Everything must die for that tree to come back more fruitful. You got to stop telling yourself that you don't know. You do. And the only reason why you feel like you don't know is because you've done wore so many masks, you can't even tell which one you got on your face today. It's time to do better, people.